Hello. It's me, Josh Hunter. I'm presently in the city of Santa Monica, California. And as you know, like for the last maybe 2 weeks, maybe it's been a month. I don't know. I've been telling you that I'm getting like married to Taylor Swift. And so, when I make this, like, but let me also, I'm trying, I'm trying to be like a healthy person. Okay, I want to be healthy. I want good mental health, good emotional health, physical health. It's kind of out of my hands. I mean, I can do things to be more physically healthy, but. So I've been like doing these like loyalty exercises because I've never had to. All right, let me explain to you my point of view. Okay, I've never been in a situation where like where a woman was like, oh, you shouldn't go look at some other woman. Okay, like I don't have any situation where there's been like anyone to say, oh, you can't, like, you're not allowed to like look at this other woman. And because of course I've never had like a girlfriend, like I said, I mean for like more than 3 days anyway. And so this is extremely difficult, is what I'm saying. Okay, I'm 33 years old. Okay, so my mind is just like, okay, I'm always like, I don't have like a lazy eye, but I mean I got some fucking like touring eyes, baby. I don't fucking know, dude. Like I can't. And I've been really trying hard because I want to be like. I want to be a part of society, okay? You guys got these ideas about, social, rules and stuff, and I like the rules, and so I'm trying to play ball here, but like I don't know, like because first of all, like when I look at like other women, there's never any sexual intent. I know it seems like unusual and I guess unbelievable, but I don't know. It just seems like a big fucking waste of time. Like I don't like if you studied mathematics, okay? Think. Just think for a minute, forget pleasure. For a minute. Forget it. Okay? And imagine the consequences. It's the consequences. Just take out of consideration how it feels. Ignore the feelings, because sometimes your feelings are lying to you. The thing about pleasure is it lies to you. Pleasure lies all the time. I'm not trying to be like some fucking, oh well, you should do good things and no, don't be a bad person. I'm saying pleasure is lying to you. Okay, fucking a lot of people like meth. It's a lot of pleasure in that. I've heard anyway. But guess what? It's lying to them. Because what does meth do? Exactly. So if you took the time, and if you just didn't take pleasure into consideration, and think about all the things that sex does, okay? First of all, it's messy. You gotta have like a towel or something. I mean, you gotta fucking clean up and all this shit. You could be getting like a lifetime prison sentence, also known as a fucking child. Alright? And you don't know what kid's coming through that door. You could be getting a fucking monster. You could be responsible for bringing Adolf Hitler into the world. Is that what you want? How do you fucking know that you're not bringing Adolf Hitler into the world? So anyway, I'm saying all these things just to let you know that I'm not, like, I'm like I'm like an eye candy type of guy. I'm sorry. I'm not sorry. I'm trying to tell you who I am. I'm not like perverted. Like I try to be respectful or anything, but I'm not. When I look at a woman, I'm not thinking, oh, I want to fucking put something in this person. Like, I don't like that. First of all, I don't like the idea of putting things in people. It's a bad idea. Generally, I'm in a lot of suffering, a lot of pain, and it makes me, kind of just feel neat to see, like, ladies, all kinds of ladies, but it's not like a sexual thing. It's not like, oh, boy, if only I could fuck all these women, then I'd be happy. Like, I'm not. I'm sure there's some way for me to prove this. Um, I mean, in case you thought I was lying right now, there's some way to prove it. Anyway, so since I don't have any experience, I have to run these virtual fucking scenarios and try to imagine, like, who would like me, who would want to spend time with me, and how do I live in a way where what kind of world is it where people like me and want to spend time with me and feel that I'm a necessary a part of their life. And it's hard for me to imagine that. So a couple of years ago, I came up with this idea. A couple of years ago, fucking maybe like 12 years ago, 10 or 12 years ago, I came up with this idea because I used to be not necessarily more assertive. I'd be like, I'm gonna try and make this woman my girlfriend. And then I was told about this, but it seemed to me as though, like, oh, you know, other more aggressive guys were just taking the ladies from me. I didn't realize I just wasn't being as assertive as I could have been. And so the concept, at that time, the term that I heard to describe this was called a swoop. And it's like it's kind of like a scoop, like you have a lady, and then, like, you know, someone who is better than you comes along and says, oh, that's my lady now, and then it's like you just scoop her up. And so to show that it's like, you know, it's the stylistic interpretation, it's like a swoop. And so I came up with this term. So anyway, I decided, like, you know what, that'd be like a pretty cool movie. And so I used to want to, like, write movies and stuff, and I had all these scripts that I started, but I never. So I had this movie called Unswoopable. That was the name of the movie, Unswoopable. And it was about, like, these kids, like, in high school, and they could never fucking get girlfriends. And there's this guy, like, living in a garage somewhere, and he's like, let me tell you about something, okay? It's called. So I had this concept. It was called the. So this is both the script, and this is this concept that I came up with. And it's called an unswoopable woman, like a woman who cannot be taken from you. And so this guy in his garage, he's teaching these guys, these kids in high school, he's like, all right, here's how you make a woman unswoopable. And he's like teaching them, and I had this idea of this scene where he's like training them, and there's like taiko drums in the background. He's doing all the... Alright, anyway. So, I never finished that script, but the concept remained. And I thought, you know, as time went on, because I can't seem to find my bearing as to, like, how do I relate to this modern world? Like, I keep trying to think, like, most people are motivated by, like, you know, their career or romance or family, and none of these things motivate me. So I said, well, at least stick with what I have known to motivate me, and, you know, having a woman as, like, you know, my partner was something very motivating. But all of my experience is, oh, women don't like me. Like, the world keeps telling me, oh, women don't like you, women don't like you, and they just keep telling me this. Like, everything that I do is like, women don't like you, women don't like you. And I'm like, okay, all right, all right. So I have this concept in my head. I call it. So anyway, I want to remain motivated. I think it's a good idea. I think it's positive and it's healthy to want to continue to want to be a part of the social and romantic realm. But it's hard for me to believe that any woman would care. So I modified the unswoopable concept, and I used something that's typically considered more, what do you call it, when you objectify women, like a chauvinistic thing or whatever. Typically you rate a woman, or you rate anyone from like 1 to 10. And so, I mean, when you're in that type of style or whatever. So the idea of a 10 is like being like the highest, you know, like the woman, the type of woman that the best woman or best attractive or whatever. So then I thought, well, what about the 10 of 10s? You know, like the best looking, like the best, you know, whatever, like of all. And I thought that's kind of like, that's a little bit much, you know, like who deserves like the 10 of 10s? But then I combined it with this concept of her being unswoopable. And then I thought, wait a minute, this is this is something I can get behind. The unswoopable 10 of 10s, because when she's unswoopable, that means like you can't ever lose this woman. Like you can't, like this is the woman, no matter what happens, like you're never gonna lose this woman. Okay, you never, like there's nothing you could do. Like this is like, and when she's the 10 of 10s, that makes her the most attractive, the most attractive woman to you. And I guess if you're a female or whatever, you would have a guy who's like the unswoopable 10 of 10s guy. But for my case, you know, so this idea, the woman who is the most attractive to you and who you cannot possibly lose, that is the unswoopable 10 of 10s. And so I don't think about this concept a lot, but the fact that I can even imagine it makes me believe it must exist somewhere. And so I don't really worry about, am I gonna find the right person? Is this the person I'm supposed to be with? Because the only woman that I'm concerned about is the unswoopable 10 of 10s. That's pretty cool, right? Like, it's like a cool thing. Like, I feel like... Now you see why my grades are so good. They're so good. Okay. So, I'm just saying all this because, like, I'm trying really hard to, like, be, like normal, you know, just to be like a guy who's like, alright, I'm with this girl, and, you know, I don't know. Because I just feel like people, like, you know, when I'm talking to people, they don't see me as being like a real person. They don't see anything that they can relate to, and that's right. They can't. There are not very many relatable things about me. Like, if you spend a lot of time with me, you will notice, like, oh, there's nothing fucking relatable here. Like, I can't. I did not know that fucking computers could be fucking human beings. Like, who the fuck made this shit up? Like, I seem like I don't exist. You know, it's just the way I process anyway. So anyway, this unswoopable 10 of 10s is the idea that it is a kind of compass to me. And it keeps me aware anyway that no matter what happens, the belief that this type of woman exists means I can never feel too bad about what happens in any relationship. So I'm asking myself, this is a risk, I think it's a gamble, but let's fucking see. If I'm wrong, I'm gonna fucking bite the dirt. No, I'm not gonna bite the dirt. Am I stepping in it? I'm only concerned about the unswoopable 10 of 10s. That's what I'm trying to say. And so sometimes, like, even if, like, a woman will get a sense, like, you know, this guy, he's not thinking about me. Like, who is he thinking about? And I'm telling you, I don't know if I've already met the unswoopable 10 of 10s. I don't know if she exists, and I'm not, you know, and so it's hard sometimes to think, oh, this guy is a normal guy, and like, it's because when you don't sense anything relatable or anything normal, it kind of detracts from the feeling of safety. And so I want to make people feel more safe, but I understand that there's nothing relatable about me, and so it's hard for you to feel safe around me, even though you don't see any recognizable danger. It's just, there's nothing there that you would. So I'm just saying this, I can be relatable. I understand the concept of, like, you know, an attractive woman, and what is love? Okay. Anyway, so I'm just saying this because I don't know. It's a tough day. It's a tough day. So anyway, the completed phrase to establish my romantic compass is the unswoopable 10 of 10s is an 11. And to me, like a 10, like a 0 reminds me of like a hole or like a sight, like a window. And a 1 is like a closed thing. 1 is closed, 0 is open. So an 11 is like a lock to me anyway. 1 is a lock, 1 is a lock. So the unswoopable 10 of 10s. 10 is like 10 out of 10 is the highest, but 11 is a lock. So it's a lock, a lock, a lock. Anyway. I'm 33 years old. I've never made a mistake.